Welsh recap. So this is for our classes on, yes, lots of classes, from the 24th of November. So that's a Monday. There's also Monday the 1st of December, plus our 2 workshops from the Welsh International Tango Festival, which we'll start with. So the first workshop was Salon to show tango. So this was taught by myself and Alison at the festival. It was originally down to be taught by me and Amelia, so we had to modify the content of it. But a lot of this was also quite discussive about what show tango was, like in terms of choreography and why it was important to the history of tango, but also how learning choreography can allow you to focus on just improving technique. So even if you have no intention of performing or doing choreography, it can still help your sort of improvised tango, which some people call Salon tango. So we started off with a forward ocho, and then as leaders sinking down and leading this into a leg. So this is something that we could do in a normal improvisation on the in a milonga. Then if we wanted to make it more show, because we're more interested in lines and basically leader stooping forward and walk backwards around the follower isn't the nicest static line, and you want to try and create like a visual of changing heights, we can take this much, much lower and drop the follower, drop the end grade, and then leader can keep their height for this. So you can do it on either side. We also took this idea and then applied it to leg wraps, which we'll do after we show this version. So another thing we can do in Salon Tango is basically just lead a leg wrap. However, if you want to make this a bit more show tango and a bit more exaggerated, again, for my forward ocho, I can sink my follower down, send her through so she ends up with a high leg coming up, which we can then take into a la montana. So she's bringing the leg around the side, and we can style it up with the arm. So if we do it from this sort of point of view, we can look down the camera or down towards the follower. So we had these variations from this. Then moving forward, we can then over-exaggerate the amount of turn, because there's a turning point where the follower is turning towards the leaders. This is where it links to the first workshop, or first part of the workshop. So as she comes up, I can send the leg up, rotate around, and bring her into this position from a calcita. And then finally, we looked at if this was more of a leg wrap, taking it into the lunge. So I'll just do this, do the leg up, and we can jump out to the side. And again, the difference between show tango is getting this nice line from the leader. If we were doing this in longer, we'd probably recommend just going straight down. So that was basically what the content was from that workshop. The second workshop we taught at the festival, which was one we were going to teach, was Viennese Waltz Vals fusion. So we didn't have time in 45 minutes to teach Viennese Waltz. Instead, what we were doing is trying to take the elements of Viennese Waltz, like flow around the floor, rotation, and apply it to our normal Vals. So we were looking at how, when we are walking down the room, can we rotate, and methods for doing this which allow us to keep travelling down the room. So it was a lot of just trying to get the musicality and trying also taking elements of Viennese Waltz. So in Viennese Waltz you get this sort of swaying feeling. Can we bring that into our tango from our side steps and being up on the balls of the feet and that sort of thing. We also took, normally when you start tango you go into your embrace, you do your balanceo and you walk out. With Viennese Waltz, we have a few different options. So we were doing things like pushing into each other, doing all these sort of moves where you're stepping out and then going in. I went into a Viennese Waltz hold, but you can also go into a tango hold from that. And again, finding the flow
Oh, we did some yo-yo rolls as well.
Oh yeah, so we can also, if you want to extend this even further and really annoy people at the Moroccan, go out from side to side. What else did we cover? No, that must have been it. So yeah, it was a lot about just finding the flow and the timings of it as well. Okay, on to last Monday's class, which was on Barridas. So we started off with a back ocho, and then as leader, looking to bring your foot around the side of the follower's foot, so we're inner foot to inner foot, and base my knee on the opposite side of my follower's leg, and it's bent when her leg is straight, extending the leg so we can get a sweep across the floor. The follower then can sweep the leader back by extending her leg. We're never going past the point of where we are comfortable, so I can go much further from here, but my follower is at her limit, so I'm not going to extend back from there. I can then transfer the weight, she can get the sandwich, or I can bring her into a sandwich on this point, and then she can change feet and Barrida me. We also looked at, if we do it from this direction, what happens if I bring my foot on this side of the follower, so we're outside to outside. I can use my chest to indicate I want her to move my foot, and we can move back, and we can do this with either foot as well, so I can change this foot, I can go on the outside of my foot to the inside and move her through all these different types of Barridas. We also then looked at a final Barrida, which was if you're struggling to get your follower into the cross, so when she takes the back step of the right, if you Barrida her foot in front, and then you can get her into the cross position. It's not a crude cross because it's not pivoting, and you'll never get it as tight as a normal cross. But if you are getting a follower that isn't crossing correctly, at least this will get her into a cross. And then on Monday's class, we looked at Sacadas. So again, from our forward ochos, we looked at leaders as we're taking them across to their right-hand side, to our right-hand side, placing our right foot in, arching it towards the follower, transferring the weight and stepping our weight onto it, so we get that displacement for the Sacada. We then looked at what happens if you aim for trailing leg. Then you get less rotation. If you aim for the standing leg, you get far more rotation. And of course we can do this on the other side as well. And you can chain them together, in which case the leaders need to really take our time and pivot as well, because I'm effectively forward ocho. And then finally we looked at what happens if we take this into hero. So we did a lot of ochos, so then to make sure the followers are actually following, what happens when I do my Sacada here, and I open my right shoulder up, which causes my followers to come around me into a hero, which will allow me to step through with my right leg into the Sacada there. We can also change legs, so I can go with this leg and this leg, which allows me to get some more different variations on that. And finally, we looked at adding a follower's Sacada in. So from my ocho Sacada, here, if I step forward with my left leg, step to my followers and walk past her, keep my chest towards my followers, twisting it to the right, this will cause her to step through my legs, and she's effectively Sacada the leader. So I think that covers all the content we've done over the past week. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another video very soon.